Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Raila Odinga announced that today it is going to be a mass action across the country. And indeed, Kenyans were prepared for the same. And Westlands MP Wanyonyi was also prepared. He decided that today he's going to use this opportunity to come and lead his residents in Westlands in mass action to send a message to the government that people are hungry, people can't afford, and the financial bill is too dangerous for Kenyans. But I want to tell you, today William Ruto has sunk too low by going to an extent of giving orders to police officer to tear gas someone like Wanyonyi. Wanyonyi is a leader, and beside that, he is a man living with disability. So look at this situation. Such a person, a disabled person, leading demonstration in Nairobi. Very peaceful. And I can tell you, if we have individuals who can lead the most peaceful demonstrations are Kenyans or people living with a disability. Because what do you expect for them to do? It will be the most peaceful one. And that is exactly what Wanyonyi was doing. Something that should have been embraced by everyone in this country. But Ruto has sunk low by ordering police officers to tear gas a man living with a disability. Just imagine of a tear gas thrown towards Wanyonyi, directing his car. If it were not for the bodyguard, Wanyonyi we will be speaking a different story about Wanyonyi. But the bodyguard decided to risk their life to protect Wanyonyi. Remember, Wanyonyi was not born with disability. He got an accident where now in that car accident he was crippled. He cannot walk anymore unless if he's helped. And that's how now he accepted himself. And now the man he cannot walk on his own. He has to be helped or use the kind of machine he's using for walking. A man who cannot stand on his own. But Ruto decided to tear gas him. Was Wanyonyi a goon? Was he vandalizing properties? Or what was the reason behind this? Going to this much low. What message is William Ruto telling Kenyans and the world at large when it comes to the position of people who are living with a disability in the society? Ruto has gone too low. What is he showing the world today? I don't know what Wanyonyi has done wrong. I don't know if the people he was leading, they were vandalizing properties, of which it's not true. They did not. Just a handful of people who are listening to him. Then police from nowhere, they did not care. And don't think that they are well aware the man they were tear gassing is a disabled person. So just imagine how long it will take for him to get back into the car from the sunroof. Before Africa huko chini, it's a process. But they don't tear gas, not one time. It was twice. And they were ready to do it for the third time. And they were watching the man struggling to get into the car. Na tear gas inaangushwa paka huko ndani.
Leta hii ya juu. Kopembe tu gari. Leta hii ya juu. Leta hii ya juu. Toa hii. Leta gari bwana. Leta hii. Leta hii. Fungua boot, fungua boot.
Now, as we continue with this discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, Tim Wanyonyi is an elected leader. So when he speaks, first of all, he speaks for his constituency, Westlands. Number two, this is a leader living with a disability. So when he speaks to some extent, he speaks for the people who are living with a disability. If you are shutting down Tim Wanyonyi with tear gas and live bullet, because that's far they can go, because they don't care. We have a dictator actually in the State House. Moi never went this low. Ruto is more than Moi. It is just something else. So it's even a mistake to compare Ruto with Moi. It's a big mistake. When Tim Wanyonyi speaks, besides representing the Westlands, he speaks for people with disability. When he comes to demonstrate, he represents people with disability. So if you are shutting down a man speaking for the people living with a disability, what do you mean? Where is the place for the people living with disability in this country? Hata kwa sheria yetu hao watu wamekuwa recognized in our constitution. To an extent, a person living with disability akifanya biashara yake haifai alipishwe ushuru. Maybe soon Ruto will start taxing people living with a disability. Kwa mfano, akifanya any importation, they are not supposed to pay any tax of foreign free. Sababu, wamejikaza, rather than depending on someone, you are trying to earn on your own so that you are dependent on your own. Hata akienda kununua gari kule nje, hiyo magari haifai kuwa imepigwa tax, inafai kuwa free tax. Kama nilipisha arudishiwe. Sheria yetu na katiba yetu, it has recognized these people. Sasa Ruto ni nani? Ruto ni nani to go this law? It is very shameful. This alone means that Ruto has no respect for people living with disability either in Kenya or in the world. Na ulimwengu igundue leo, we have a dictator who do not care about people living with disability. Ruto must come out and apologize to the people living with disability in Kenya and across the world. He must apologize for this. And those police officers must be held responsible for this heinous act. This one is attempt on the life of Honorable Tim Wanyonyi. Tim Wanyonyi is the real living example to be emulated by those people living with disability in the society, because indeed he is the approval of what people have been saying, that disability is not an inability. He has proved that, and he has broke that ceiling. Man, if you check the members of parliament who are living with disability in the National Assembly and the Senate, they have got to that house through nomination. Majority of them, not through ballot, through nomination, just to represent this community. But Tim Wanyonyi has struggled. He don't want to be nominated. He has tried, and indeed Westlands recognizes him, and they have always voted for him. How do you go low to deal mercilessly with such kind of a leader? How? How do you do this? This one is an insult to the people living with a disability. It's a huge insult. It must be rejected. Ruto must be called to order. He must come and apologize to this community. What message is he telling the Mulembe nation? Because now one of their own living with disability has been attacked by goons in uniform. We can no longer call them police officers as long as the person that they need even to protect more, they are the ones in the front line, causing harm and risk at on his life. These goons must be warned, and indeed, Mulembe Nation is sad. One of their own living with a disability has been attacked by goons getting order from William Ruto. Goons in uniform. Uniform bought by taxpayers' money. When you see Tim Wanyonyi, he has a huge constituency. Apart from Westlands, there is that constituency referred to as the people living with disability in society. He represents them also. So when it comes to speak, hata walemavu wako na njaa. Kwa hivyo amekuja kuongea kwa niaba ya walemavu wenye wako na njaa na Wakenya wazima. Then another goon in uniform comes and attack him. If it were not for the bodyguard's wisdom to risk their life at expense of securing and protecting Tim Wanyonyi, it will be another story today. I'm telling you. And this is the face of William Ruto and his regime.